Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Eureka Springs channel. I'm Melody, Purdy, your host. And from Eureka Springs, Arkansas, Eureka Springs channel is a community video channel. And we are attempting to bring to you some of the interesting people of Eureka Springs, some of the businesses and colorful characters of Eureka Springs, just to familiarize you with our little piece of paradise here in the Ozark Mountains. Today, I'd like to bring to you a good friend of mine. We go a good ways back, and I've kind of watched this gentleman rise through his professionalism. His name is Ryan Muniz, and he is a musician. He has had many hats over the years. I've watched him blossom as a professional gentleman here in Eureka Springs, and he's really made a name for himself locally. And he has some exciting new endeavors. He's been doing this for a while. He plays the guitar, and to say that he plays it, I mean, he really plays the guitar. And so I'm excited to be able to show you guys a little bit about what he does. And so I'd like to bring on Ryan here in just a second. If I can bring him on board. We have had some internet issues here lately in our town, so bear with me if we are a little bit of a slag or delay today. So let's bring on Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Hello. How are you?
How are you? I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. So I see you've got all of your wonderful instruments behind you there. You got your guitar in hand.
Yeah. I've got this is the room.
So you had to have a whole room in the house, huh?
Yeah.
This is a serious thing. So tell everybody out there a little bit about your journey, the love of the guitar, and a little bit about yourself. Tell everybody out there about you.
Guitar, that goes back to when I was a little guy and watching movies with my parents, from La Bamba to the Buddy Holly story. And I just gravitated to the guitar and what these guys were doing. And probably it was around third grade that I started asking for one. And Christmas time, hey, do you think get a guitar? And time went on, no guitars. Time went on. And then it was the summer of, let's see, what would have been August of 1997. I was visiting my family, and I had returned, and waiting for me was a guitar right before school started. And at that point, I couldn't stop being with the guitar.
And, you know, I've kind of watched you. You have a real love affair with a lot of different genres of music. But what would you say is your particular favorite?
Genres, rock and roll. It captures so much. And actually, so there's a song on the album, Then There Was Rock. So it starts out real heavy, but it takes you in another direction. And then there's this bluesy part, very just upbeat, uplifting blues part. And it goes back into the heavy part. But then it goes into the more of a kind of a deeper composition side of things. And so trying to come up with a name for that, I needed it to have rock in it or heavy or something of sorts. And so then There Was Rock made sense to me.
There was rock.
And there it was.
Yeah. But you've also studied music, haven't you, in some shape and form in college?
No, I mean, yes and no.
Theory.
So
a little bit of music theory, right?
I did go to Berkeley summer guitar sessions in Boston. Was 16 years ago now. And that was to get a taste of what that music program was like. It was something I was pretty interested in. In college itself, my disciplines were all over, but I tried to connect to the next piece. But while doing those disciplines, I made music a part of my research. So even when I got to grad school, I used music as the theme to do my research on how music influences menu item selection and purchasing behaviors.
Right, right. So you really, here in Eureka Springs, we most of us know you when we've gone out for fine dining, and you've done a lot of uh, helping a lot of businesses grow with your professionalism, and so a lot of us kind of got to know you that way. And then I'll never forget. I was at a wedding, and someone had hired you to play a little bit at the reception. Or it was a function, I think, of the Crescent Hotel, maybe for one of the vendor gatherings or something. And I heard you play for the first time, and boy, I was blown away. I had no idea that you were able to play like that, and just truly impressed. And so the journey from the love affair that you have with the music, what made you move towards uh, putting yourself out there as an artist? And I guess really to the big announcement for today is that you have an album now.
I have an album. Yeah, I've got an album. This is the album showing.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
It's music, the music machine.
yeah.
I
Let's see
love it.
there. Yeah.
Love
So
CD.
the
Beautiful.
it actually was really pretty neat how it's turned out, and then the inner part of
Love
that.
it.
The so the was your question about where like this like
Yeah,
came
yeah.
to
Like
fruition?
as making the decision, to cut an album,
Yeah,
uh, you know, stepped it up a notch now. So you're in the game.
in the game. Yeah, I had a. It's something I had wanted to do. I think before I even picked up a guitar. But then when I got a guitar, this is what you do. Hey, you go and you make music, and um, so as time goes on, you read about your heroes, and you come across different things about their journey.
Mhm.
And then there was a point where I've always wanting to be in a band and perform. And so
Right.
there were various bands I've been in over the years, but for all musicians out there, probably know that that doesn't last very long. And it might not even, hey, I'm in the band, but we never practiced and we actually never played a show, which you don't necessarily have to. But
Right.
so then the drive came. I was at a music convention with a friend, and he said, "Hey, you need content. You need content." And so that stuck with me. And when I came back from that convention, it was like, "Hey, that's exactly right." Like I have this because he was saying like your drive and love for all of this, like put it out there.
Hmm.
And there were some
Right.
other things along the way, but where these band projects never came to fruition. So, or there were a few tryouts for some bands as well that I didn't get into the band, and so I kept thinking about it and was like, well, I have music I want to share, and so after all, there's a lot more to it, but at the core of it, um, that's where it was like, I'm gonna do this. And so when I got back from the
Right.
convention, I just said, I'm doing this. And so I
You're
reached out
doing it.
to
You're
her
doing it. Do it.
and I said, I want to do this. Help me
Yeah.
bring this to life. And um, how do walk me through this? And
Right.
in time, I had set this was January of last year. Um, in in that, I said I would like to make this come
Make it
about
be.
by October, and
Right.
then learned a lot more. That October was promising, but there was still some work to be done, and it all came together. We wrapped it up in October, but then there were some other processes that I learned about along the way.
Okay.
which was great.
So the process is over, and you've got your album. Let's let a few people hear a little bit of your playing. Now I have to tell everybody a little bit at the moment. Right now, we are having some internet delays. It's kind of the issue of the flavor of the day with the internet today. I don't know exactly how this will go for you, Ryan, but we're going to let you play just a little bit excerpt of one of your songs so that people know know a little bit about your talent. So I'm gonna let you take it away, Ryan.
Sure. I would like to share this song, and there's going to be a few little parts that I would like to break it down, and we'll get into it. But this song is it's just very upbeat, and so there's it's named after my dad. My dad's badge number was 301. And so 301 seemed to really fit this song as I was thinking about my dad when writing this. And 301 kind of captures this rock vibe. And so this first part of the song is just this upbeat. And so as I break this down, I wanted this like 60s pop flavor. So I tried to put in some things where I shared with my dad growing up, where our music crossed paths, where we introduced each other to different kinds of music. As I was discovering more, there was things he was bringing from days gone by and vice versa. I had discovered stuff that he had missed along the way, and he had found some things that I didn't miss that were current. And so the next little part in this song was trying to capture the way keyboards would be in like a 60s pop song. So I created this little riff right here. And so from there, when we're talking about 60s pop, I wanted to capture the way like saxophone was used a lot in that music. That the late 50s and the 60s, they had these cool saxophone sounds. And so this next melody part of the song, I tried to do the way that a saxophone player would play that. So then I'll share that little part here. All right. So that kind of
I can really hear that. Yeah, I can kind of hear it like a like little
that brass.
I don't know how you describe that. It does sound like a little bit like a saxophone. It's cool.
And then there's this really cool part that later came in the song as well, and also still kind of making those 60s pop tunes influences come out, but along the way of like some of my guitar heroes. So it's kind of approach of how would they do it, and that's how I came up with like. So there's this melody that's later in the song. It goes. But what I do is I do this technique that makes it create these little bell sounds.
Wow. Well, I say, I have a quick question for you. I mean, I mean, most people that have never met you in person, you're extremely tall guy. And one of the most impressive things about you, I think, is that you have such long, slender hands. I've always wanted to ask you, do you think that the raw talent that you have is attributed to the flexibility of your hands? Because you just really can dance all over the neck of that guitar. I've just, every time I see you play, it's amazing. Do you think that that's part of the reason you can play so well? It's like,
No,
wow.
no. I mean, no. And this is why I say no. Because I would definitely think that the spread, that's a pretty good grip, and
Yeah,
I cover a lot of frets. But I have
a lot of real estate.
got to I've been fortunate to meet so many of my guitar heroes, and Melody, when um, they are all, honestly, they're probably all about a foot shorter than me, and their
Yeah,
hands are, when they go to shake hands, they kind of fit in my paws, and so
right.
I think it's just the if you want to do it, you put in the time and you love it, and it will all just start coming
Yes.
together.
And
And
you
I'm
have put in the time.
probably an advantage, but I've only ever known my big
Yeah,
hand, and they've, these
got
other.
it. Yeah. Well, just a question I had. It was just like it's like because I have very small hands, and I've tried to learn to play the guitar many years ago, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, it twisted my hand too much, and I just couldn't get my arm and move my fingers around quite as well. So that was kind of, maybe it's just my experience and my own limitations that I think about. Well, Ryan, I wanted to thank you for showing your talents today. I do apologize. I know that the internet is a little off today, so not everybody's able to experience your music quite in the quality that I know that it is. So I apologize for that, Ryan, that we didn't get to actually hear the great sound that we need to. But I'm going to direct people to your website, Ryan. There is your website for people to go and to listen to your music. And I believe that your music is on sale now. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the CD is available at the website now for those of you who like CDs and want to touch and see and,
Okay.
tangible part. But
Yes.
on Sunday is the official release of digital platforms. So iTunes,
Love
Amazon,
it.
Spotify, and
Okay.
many others that I've come across that I did not even know existed.
Well, you're really putting yourself out there, and I wish you the best of luck. I know that there's probably some folks out there also that might even be interested in hiring you for talent for commercial work, soundtracks and such. Is that something that you are interested in also?
For sure, yes, and definitely, I think the album will capture a lot of. Um, so I shared some songs along the way with some friends and coworkers, and they were already placing it in a movie setting or even what do you call video games.
Gotcha. Wonderful. Well, you've got some friends that are turning in today that are wanted to show you. You've got Allison Morgan. She says, "So good, rock on, all right."
I have,
And Rio Mock is giving you the I don't
yeah,
know the sign here. All right.
Chris, yeah,
Also, Sarah, thank you for watching. Sarah Jackson, Ryan is so talented. Yes, he is. And Gina is watching. She's also giving out shout out to your website. So that's awesome. And Miranda, we appreciate you watching today. And she says, will you be going on tour, Ryan? Great
yes,
question.
yeah, no, I will. I've got some guys lined up, which is also kind of tying back into the beginning of like saying, hey, being in the band. And so I knew the vision that I wanted, that once completing this, then I would be able to say, hey, come join me and let's go play these songs. And because I knew what I needed to do for me to get out there to play. And so if I had the music, then I could pass this to some other talents to come with me, and we come together and come and perform
That's awesome.
this music.
That's awesome. Well, Ryan, I'm so excited for you, and all of your hard work has paid off. And I wish you the best of success. And be listening and watching for where you might be performing, and hoping that the calls will come in. I know just as a video producer myself, founding soundtracks are so important, and being able to find that right niche to be able to go along with what we're trying to convey. I know there's probably some editors out there that won't even hire you for certain spots for their music. You have a really unique talent in listening to people's needs and what they're hoping for. So I hope that opens up an avenue for you too. And I can tell just your story of the soundtrack that about your father that you wrote for your father. There's a real passion behind what you're doing. And you don't write anything without meaning. I know that much about you. And so thank you for sharing your heart and soul for music, and best of luck to you, dear.
Melody, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. We'll see you next time. We'll catch up with you again, and hopefully next album coming out, or maybe a performance somewhere. Let me know when you're performing somewhere. I'll come film you.
Excellent. I will.
All right. Bye, hun.
Yeah. Bye.
So wonderful talent here in Eureka Springs. Ryan is a super, super nice guy. I'm so lucky to call him my friend. And it's been such a joy to watch him and his talent blossom over the years. And so go check out be sure to go and check out his website. Here's the website again for you guys. You can purchase his music and get in contact with him if you have some particular need that you have in your music endeavors. So thanks for joining us at Eureka Springs channel. We are a free community channel here in Eureka Springs, and we are doing this for our community in hopes to support people and help them get the message out about their business, and also just for my own sheer selfish indulgence. I enjoy meeting with people and learning more about what they do and why they do it, and celebrating people. So if you'd like to be featured here on Eureka Springs channel, get in touch with me, and we'll be try to get some scheduled on our schedule for this year. We appreciate you doing this and joining us today, and we hope to see you again very shortly. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.